Thank you very much. I'm Sophie Linden. I'm the Deputy Mayor for Policing and Crime in London. And I'm really proud of London because it is such a fantastic global city with a global community. And our greatest asset is our diversity and our inclusivity. We celebrate our diversity. It's what gives us our strength and what makes us strong. No one, whether living, working, studying in or visiting London, should be victimised because of who they are, who they love, or what they believe. And as we've heard, we dedicate tonight, in this night of reflection and remembrance, to Johnny Delaney, a 15-year-old boy who was beaten and left to die in a field in Liverpool in 2003, simply because he was a traveller. His killers, like him, were no more than children. And tonight we will hold his family in our prayers, especially as we've been asked to for his father, Patrick. But we also tonight remember the many victims of the Christchurch mosque shootings in May of this year, their families and communities in New Zealand and globally who are still reeling from the evil of that attack. And as we sit tonight to mourn, to reflect, and hopefully celebrate the light amongst the darkness, we must ask, how and where do people, often so young, learn to hate? Our energy, of course, must be in supporting and empowering victims, but equally in preventing those innocent people from becoming victims in the first place by addressing the origins of these hateful views that lead too often to these hateful actions. The impact of hate crime is deeply personal. It is fundamental to a person's being, but also to that of the wider community. An attack isn't just an attack on that individual or on those of the same religion or race. It is an attack on us all. And this is a battle that we've fought for a long time, with the murder of Stephen Lawrence and the attacks on Brick Lane, Brixton and Soho in the 90s, the murders of Sophie Lancaster and Ian Bainham in the 2000s, and the murder of Mohammed Salim just a few years ago in 2013. And only a few weeks ago in London, a young female couple were brutally assaulted on a London bus simply for being a couple. And although we've come a long way in recognising hate crime and the need to combat it, we are all too sadly regularly reminded that this harm is still with us. Whether it be in the terror attacks we faced in London and Manchester, or the actions of those who use such events to try and divide us, all these actions are born of a hatred and intolerance that we cannot and we will not accept. On behalf of the Mayor, I am immensely proud to stand with people from all walks of life in this city who come together to support each other at these tragic times and publicly reject messages of intolerance and hatred that stem from them. And I know the Mayor is equally proud to have had the privilege to play a part in the wonderful London Pride celebrations, 50 years strong this year and more important than ever. And as I look around this evening, I see men, women and children of all races, religions, sexual orientations and communities, and I'm deeply heartened to be able to stand together with you all as a proud Londoner and the Deputy Mayor of this great, great city against all forms of hate in our community. Thank you for all you do to celebrate everything which binds us together. And in the words of the late, great Joe Cox, we have far more in common than that which divides us. And tonight is absolutely, certainly proof of that.
My name is Hardyal Dhindsa. I am the Association of Police and Crime Commissioners lead on hate crime and the Police and Crime Commissioner for Derbyshire. I am honoured to speak today at this service of remembrance to commence the 8th National Hate Crime Awareness Week. Today, we remember all those whose lives have been taken from them because of hate. 10 years have passed since the death of Ian Bainham, a gay man killed in a homophobic attack in central London. Ian's death inspired vigils across the UK that in 2012 evolved into what is now National Hate Crime Awareness Week. Additionally, we are privileged today to be joined by those representing Winnie Delaney, who could not be here today. Winnie's son, Johnny Delaney, an Irish traveller, had his life brutally taken from him in an attack when he was only 15 years old. Today, as we've seen, Josephine O'Driscoll lit, on behalf of Winnie, a candle in Johnny's memory. We all stand in solidarity with her today. Today, we remember Ian, Johnny, and all other hate crime victims who have lost their lives. By coming together in their memory, we say to the world that hate crime in all its forms, from abusive words to violent actions, is unacceptable. Targeting people for the way they are is entirely incompatible with the principles of liberalism and mutual tolerance upon which our way of life in the UK is founded. It is easy to feel a sense of despair when we consider the ongoing political discord, both at home and abroad, and the increases that have been observed in hate crime affecting various groups. Not only must we not lose hope, but we must also remember the power we have to drive change for good. Across England and Wales, the police forces are working together with local authorities and partners across communities to ensure that we can tackle hate crime, bring perpetrators to justice, and provide victims with the support they need. But there is always more we can do. That is why, this year, I have written to all my Police and Crime Commissioner colleagues, encouraging them to take part in the No to Hate campaign developed by my office. Last year, we reached nearly 1 million people with this campaign. This year, we want to build on this success and take the opportunity to reassure all our communities that hate will not be tolerated. The history of the 20th century has shown us how hate can lead to persecution and so much worse. That is why, no matter if you are targeted for abuse because of your race, religion, gypsy, Roma, traveller identity, sexual orientation, transgender status, disability, or any intersection of these characteristics, you should feel confident in coming forward to the police so that together we can work towards eradicating this crime type. I would like to leave you today with the words of Martin Luther King. Hate cannot drive out hate. It is through coming together and standing in solidarity with all our communities that we can work towards a world where we are all free to be who we are without the threat of hate. Thank you.